Harvard business case? Now, let's take a real life example that all of the world has actually experienced during the COVID-19 times. Yes, I'm talking about the vaccine development case study. You know what happened during the COVID? It was not long ago. We all experienced near death situation. The whole world was caught into their knees because of this one virus. We were isolated. We were not sure what we were going through, whether we'll survive through this or not. But the whole world raised up, especially the community of pharma, raised to the occasion and crashed the vaccine development lead time from 4.5 years to just under 1 year. How was this possible? Let me quote the Indian example. It's very inspiring to note how India rose to this occasion and developed the vaccine, and the world has acknowledged it. Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech jointly collaborated and created the first Covaxin. And this, at the speed at which this vaccine was developed, was much appreciated. And there is a lot of lesson that we can learn when we go deep into this. The way the virus was isolated and how the entire vaccine was developed, how the leadership stepped in to mobilize 1,000 crores for the research, how they started partnering with private and public companies, and how this virus was tested, how this vaccine was mobilized to vaccinate people in 22 lakh square kilometers of 1.3 billion people. And then not just that, we started supplying this vaccine all over the world for the needy countries. This is a solid business case which anybody can learn from. And we should never forget our lessons from COVID-19. Hello and welcome to eConsult Business Podcast, where we deep dive into the world of online consulting to help domain expert professionals monetize their knowledge and achieve financial freedom. I'm your host Vishwamohan, and today we are exploring as an essential aspect of consulting, learning from the success stories and case studies. Success stories and case studies are invaluable resources for consultants. They provide valuable insights into what works and what doesn't, and how to navigate the complex business cases. Let's delve into why learning these stories is crucial for consultants like us. First and foremost, success stories and case studies offer real-world examples of effective strategies and tactics. By studying these examples, consultants can gain practical knowledge that can be directly applied to their own project. And we just noted how we have learned from COVID-19. What takes 4.5 years to build a vaccine if it can be crashed in a year by just collaboration, and how extremely well organized the leadership can step in and mobilize the resources, for example, the budgets, and disciplining the whole country, and then mobilizing the resources to vaccinating all of them in 2 doses was nothing less than spectacular. So case studies like these are so inspiring, and there is so much more to learn from the pharma industry, healthcare industry, and how they care for patients and people, how the civic society and police rose to the occasion. Everything was worth memorizing and looking at it. Case studies like these are so inspiring, and that's what we need to anchor. By studying their approaches, consultants in other industries can identify opportunities to implement similar technology and solutions to improve the efficiency, lead time, and client satisfaction. And second reason is success stories and case studies provide valuable lessons from the mistakes and failures of others. Consultants can learn just as much from what didn't work as much they did work. So we learned also that in all probability, we could have missed the deadline of COVID-19. They were also parallelly getting developed in other nations. And by analyzing these case studies, we can learn the importance of effective communication and consequence of neglecting it. And third, success stories and case studies serve as an inspiration and motivation for consultants. They demonstrate what's possible and showcase the potential impact of consulting work. As we saw in this case, nothing less than inspiration when we talk about the Indian story of how the Covaxin was developed and deployed to an entire country and then supplied to world over. We see the power of consulting is to make meaningful differences in the success of business. This inspires consultants to aim for higher and strive to make greater impact in their own work. Now that we understand the importance of learning from the success stories and case studies, let's explore how we can effectively apply these lessons in our consulting practices. Here are the 6 steps to make most out of the success stories and case studies. Step 1. Identify the relevant case studies and success stories in your industry and niche. Look for the examples that resonate with your current challenges or goals. Step 2. Analyze the key factors that contribute to the success or failure in each case study. Pay attention to the strategies, tactics, and decisions that made by the consultants and the clients. Step 3. Extract actionable insights and lessons from each case study. What can you learn from these experiences for others? How can you apply these lessons to your own consulting projects? Step 4 is prioritize most relevant insights and incorporate them into your own consulting approach. This might involve adjusting your strategies, refining your processes, or adapting new tools and technologies. I don't say that COVID 19 was just an offshoot of the pressure that we got during this vaccine, but we had a lot of experience into building other vaccines and collaborations, and that probably was borrowed while building this vaccine. Step 5 is experiment, iterate based on your learnings. Don't be afraid to test new ideas and approaches in your consulting practice. Continuously refine your methods based on the feedback and results. You know what? When the Prime Minister gave them 1,000 crore for research, he said, I understand. It's a test that we are doing. It's okay to miss this, but let's experiment, test it out, do our part, because nobody understands what India needs and how to prioritize it and their genome better than Indian vaccine producers. Step 6. Share your success stories and case studies with others in your network. By contributing to the collective knowledge of the consulting community, you can help them learn and grow faster, while you also are building your own reputation as a trusted expert. I hope you had some awesome nuggets that you picked up and you made notes about it, because when you are learning, you get some aha moments. Partially what I share here, some things that come to your mind when you make notes of it and mull on it, probably that's when the transformation happens. In conclusion, learning from success stories and case studies is an invaluable practice for consultants looking to improve their skills, enhance their effectiveness, and achieve greater success in their consulting career. By studying the real world examples, extracting actionable insights, applying these lessons into your own work, we can become more effective consultants and make a positive impact in our own client businesses. That's all for today's episode of the eConsulting Business Podcast. I hope you found this discussion insightful and actionable. Remember to join the Consulting Case Challenge to take your consulting skills to a new level. Until next time, Vishwamon signing off. Stay inspired, keep consulting.